Hello, today we are going to start new topic of trigonometry. I think all the students are familiar with this word trigonometry. The trigonometry word is derived from two Greek words. First one is trigon and the second word is metron. This trigon means the triangle, a figure having three sides and three angles, and this metron is nothing but the measurement. So combinedly the meaning is the measurement of sides and angles of a triangle. Measurement of triangle, trigonometry means measurement of triangle. It is nothing but the measurement of sides and angles, or measurement of relation between sides and angles of a triangle. This is the basic meaning of this word trigonometry. Now, this trigonometry is very much useful in all the branch of science, such as it is used to measure the unknown distances. The use of this is to measure unknown distances. For example, such as heights and distances. Means heights of mountains or trees or buildings. It can be measured using this trigonometry. And distances means the distance between any two trees or buildings or cliffs, or distance between any two planets or stars. If we are unable to measure the distances, if those distances are very large, then we can use this trigonometry to use the distances between any two distant objects. Okay, so these are the basic use. Also, in physics, in waves theory, in electronics, in every branch, in space science, this is very much useful. Let us once again recall the trigonometric ratios, because up to 10th class we have the trigonometry for right angled triangle. In case of right angle triangle, suppose this is right angle, then the remaining two angles will be acute angles. Let alpha be this angle or theta be the one of the two acute angles. Let us consider triangle as ABC. Then for this right angle triangle, we have defined the trigonometric ratios. Let us once again recall the definitions of trigonometric ratios. First trigonometric ratio is sine of this acute angle theta. In case of right angle triangle, if theta is this angle, then this side base is called as adjacent side of this angle theta. This is obviously hypotenuse, and this side is called as opposite side. Okay, so using this word, sin theta is nothing but the opposite side upon hypotenuse. It is opposite side upon hypotenuse. So it is equal to AB upon hypotenuse is AC. Second one, cosine ratio cos theta, that is equal to adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So it is equal to adjacent side is BC upon hypotenuse is AC. Third one, tangent ratio tan theta, that is equal to adjacent side upon opposite side upon adjacent side. So it is equal to AB upon BC. Fourth ratio is cotangent ratio, that is cot theta. It is nothing but the hypotenuse upon it is nothing but the adjacent side upon opposite side. So it is equal to BC upon AB. Then next sec of theta means secant ratio of angle theta. It is nothing but the hypotenuse. Secant ratio is nothing but the inverse of cosine, that is hypotenuse upon adjacent side. So it is equal to AC upon BC from figure. And the last ratio is cosecant ratio, that is cosec of theta is equal to hypotenuse upon opposite side. So it is equal to AC upon A. So we are familiar with these all trigonometric ratios. These trigonometric ratios are related to right angle triangle, and the angle theta here it is acute angle. But now this is the time to explain these definitions of trigonometric ratios, because all these definitions are only for right angle triangle. Means whenever this theta is acute angle. But if theta, now we will consider this theta as direct angle, and direct angle has measured from 0 to 360, or it may be more than that. So for any angle theta, now we will redefine these trigonometric ratios or extend these definitions so that we can write the trigonometric ratios of any angle or for any type of triangle. Let us see standard unit circle. In this standard unit circle, the center is at origin, and the unit circle means its radius is equal to 1 unit. Or we can take the circle of any radius, it will be standard circle. For instance, let us suppose this as a circle whose radius equal to r. R is the radius of circle. Take any one point on this circle. For simplicity, I am taking point P here, whose coordinates will be obviously x and y. This x is nothing but the distance of point P from y axis. To find that, let us draw perpendicular on x axis. Suppose M is here. Then this distance OM is nothing but its x coordinate, and this distance PM, that is the distance of point P from x axis, is nothing but y coordinate. So this PM is nothing but y. And if we join this point to the center, then it will be r. That is the radius of circle. This is equal to r. This is also r. This standard circle cuts all the axes, x and y axis, in points suppose A dash, B dash. In this, once again, suppose this theta is the inclination. This theta is the inclination of line OP with positive x-axis. Therefore, in this triangle OPX, OPN, if you define once again sin theta, then sin theta is nothing but the opposite side. Opposite side will be y. PM, that is y. So opposite side is, once again I will write here all the trigonometric ratios. Sin theta is equal to opposite side, that is y upon hypotenuse is r. So sin theta is equal to y upon r. There P is xy and OP is equal to r. This P is any point on this standard circle whose coordinates are x and y, and whose distance from the origin is equal to r. Then sin theta is equal to y upon r. Cos theta is nothing but the adjacent upon hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is r, adjacent side is x. So we get here x upon r. Then tan theta, that is equal to opposite side upon adjacent. Opposite is y, adjacent is x. So it will be y upon x. Then cot theta, it will be adjacent upon opposite, that is x upon y. Then sec theta, it will be hypotenuse upon adjacent, that is r upon y. And cosec theta is equal to hypotenuse upon for sec it is r upon x, and for cosec it is r upon y, that is hypotenuse upon opposite side, that is y. So these are the trigonometric ratios, but these trigonometric ratios are in terms of x, y and r, where x and y are the coordinates of point, but this point is not constant. If we change theta, if we change point, then theta also get changed. So theta depends on the position of point, it means theta depends on x and y. So we can call these as trigonometric functions. Here we have called trigonometric ratios. Now we will call these as trigonometric functions also, because they are in terms of variables x, y, where r is the radius of circle which is constant, but this theta is in terms of x and y. So here we consider x and y as variable, so this theta will be variable and it is in terms of x and y. So these are the trigonometric functions. For every angle theta, there is unit point P on this circle which lies on the terminal ray of this angle theta. Therefore this angle, all these trigonometric ratios are trigonometric functions of theta. All these are trigonometric functions of theta. Then second important point, trigonometric ratios or functions are independent of r. They does not depend on r because r is constant here. And third important point is that if you write here coterminal angles, suppose this is theta, its coterminal angle will be like this. So theta and 360 plus theta. Their initial arm is OA and final arm is O. Their initial arm and final arms are same. So these two angles, theta and 3 plus theta, these are coterminous angles. And for these two coterminal angles, these trigonometric functions are same. So therefore, we can write trigonometric functions for coterminal angles are same. Any trigonometric function for coterminal angles are same. Okay. Hence, up to 10th class, we have considered theta as acute angle. Means for this, theta is less than 90 degree. But now, from all these discussions, we can conclude that we can take theta from 0 degree to 360, or we can extend this theta considering coterminal angles. But if we take any coterminal angle related to angle between 0 to 360, the trigonometric ratios for that angle are same as that of between 0 and 360. Therefore, for all trigonometric functions, theta will be 0 to 360. So we can extend these trigonometric functions for all type of angles, for even though for positive angles and for negative angles also. Okay. from these trigonometric functions for any angle, we can point out two remarks here. Let us see those. If you observe this figure, then this x is equal to, from this second ratio we can write x is equal to r cos theta. X is equal to r cos theta, and from first trigonometric ratio we can write y is equal to r sin theta. So these x and y equations gives us the coordinates of any point on the circle. This pxy is nothing but r cos theta and r sin theta. These are the coordinates of any point on the circle whose radius is r, and the inclination of a line joining that point and origin with positive x-axis will be theta. So these are the coordinates of any point on the standard circle. That will be our first important point that we can conclude from this. And if you observe this triangle OPM, then in this triangle OPM, OP square is equal to PM square plus OM square. So R square is equal to PM will be Y square plus X square, or we can write here R square is equal to X square plus Y square, or this radius R is nothing but the root of X square plus Y square. As R is radius, it is always positive, it will never be negative. So R is equal to root of X square plus Y square. Okay, as we have learned in 10th class or 9th class, all the trigonometric ratios are positive because this theta is acute angle. But now whenever point will be in first quadrant, this theta will be acute. If point is in second quadrant, suppose, then this theta will be obtuse angle. So if point is in third quadrant, it will again become more obtuse. If it is in fourth quadrant, then it will be also obtuse. So this theta is nothing but the inclination of line. If suppose line is here, then this theta is nothing but the inclination of line. So it will be more than 90, or in third quadrant it will be more than 180. In fourth quadrant, if point is suppose here, then the inclination will be this much. So it will be more than this 290 plus 90%, that is 270 degree. So in all these four quadrants, let us find what is the nature of all these trigonometric functions, whether they are all are positive or some are negative. Because in first quadrant all trigonometric functions are positive. Let us determine whether in second quadrant which trigonometric ratios are positive and which are negative. Okay. The next point, signs of trigonometric functions in different quadrant. Here in first quadrant, the coordinates of point are positive, positive, both coordinates are positive. In second quadrant, here x is negative and y is positive, means negative positive. In third quadrant, x is negative, y is also negative. And in fourth quadrant, x is positive, y is negative. So plus minus. In our earlier discussions, we have proved that the coordinates of any point pxy are r cos theta and r sin theta. Xy is nothing but r cos theta and r sin theta. Now let us see the trigonometric functions in this quadrant. You know that the trigonometric function, as this r is the radius of circle, it is always positive. So in first quadrant, as both x and y are positive, r is positive and xy are positive, so all these trigonometric ratios are positive in first quadrant. So in first quadrant, all trigonometric ratios are positive. All trigonometric ratios are positive. In second quadrant, first quadrant is nothing but when theta is greater than or equal to 0 degree but less than 90. Theta is between 0 and 90. For second quadrant, theta is greater than 90 but less than 180 degree. In this second quadrant, now this x is negative. First quadrant is x quadrant, it is negative. So in second quadrant, the ratio or functions which contains x, all those will be negative because here x is negative. So where is x? X is in cosine ratio, x is in tan ratio, it is in cotangent ratio, it is in secant ratio. So here in sine and cosec, y is positive. In case of second quadrant, y is positive, r is always positive. So sine and cosec, these two are positive. Here sine theta and cosec theta are positive. Remaining are obviously negative. Remaining are negative. Why sine and cosec are positive? Because in second quadrant, x is negative, y is positive, and sine is y upon r, cosec is r upon y. So sine is positive in second quadrant. So remember here, in first quadrant, all are positive. In second quadrant, sine is positive. Okay. Let us think about third quadrant. Third quadrant is nothing but theta is, in third quadrant, theta is more than 180 and less than 270 degree. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant. Remember these limitations for angle also. Okay, so in third quadrant, theta is greater than 180 and less than 270. Now in third quadrant, x and y both are, x quadrant and y quadrant both are negative. Here all ratios except tan and cot. Here x and y both are negative, so negative upon negative is positive, negative upon negative is positive. So in third quadrant, tan theta and cot theta both are positive, but these are negative because here only y is negative, r is positive, x is negative, r is positive, x is negative and y is negative. So these four are negative ratios and these two are positive. So in third quadrant, tan theta and with tan theta, cot theta are positive and the remaining are negative. Okay, is it clear? So in third quadrant, tan theta and cot theta are positive, remaining four are negative. Let us move towards the last quadrant, that is theta greater than 270 and less than 360 degree. This is fourth quadrant. In this fourth quadrant, x and y is negative. Where is x? X is in cosec theta. X upon r. R is positive and x is positive. Here r and x. So sec. So cosec and sec, these ratios are positive here. So here we write c for cosec. Here we write t for tangent. Okay. Here tangent ratio is positive, that's why we are writing T1. So in this fourth quadrant, cos and its multiplicative inverse is sec, because inverse of cos is sec, x upon r, r upon x. So whenever cos is positive, obviously sec will be positive. These two are positive. Okay. So if you take the initial letters of this, then you will remember ASTC means all tangent ratio. Here sine and cosec, here tangent and Cotangent means tan and cot. Here cos and sec. In other words, you can remember this as all students take coffee. All students take coffee. This A for all means all trigonometric ratios. S for students, so sine with that cosec. Take T for tangent, so tan with that cot. C for cos, so cos and sec. So these four words, all students take coffee, it will give you the ratios in which the ratios which are positive in those four respective quadrants. Okay, so in this way you can remember the signs of trigonometric functions in different quadrants. It is very much important in our further discussions. Okay, so clear these all ideas at this stage. Okay, so that you can easily understand the next concepts. Now we will move towards the next. Before starting next article, let us solve two examples on determining the signs of trigonometric functions. First, suppose sine of 300 is given. If you want to find the sign of sine 300, now this 300 angle is nothing but 300 degree is nothing but 360 minus 60. It is 360 minus 60. Or we can write it as 270 plus 30. Both are the same. So 270 plus 30 and 360 minus 60. 270 plus means this is angle 270 plus means this will be 300 degree. And 360 minus 60 means this is 360 total, minus 60 means we are going backward direction, that is minus 16. So minus 60, this will be minus 60 or 300 degree. 300 and minus 60, both angles are gives the same terminal arm like this. So this sine 300, now this 300 degree angle, it lies in fourth quadrant. So in fourth quadrant, which one is positive? Cos is positive. So sine 300 degree, this 300 degree lies in fourth quadrant. Therefore, sine 300 is negative. Sine 300 degrees negative. Okay. Similarly, let us see second one, that is cot, suppose minus of 1090 degree. 1090 degree. This is cot of negative angle minus 1090 degree. Let us see negative 1090. This will be negative 360. If we complete another rotation, then it will be negative 720. If we complete third rotation negatively, then it will be minus 1080 degree. So after completing 3 rotations in clockwise direction, we will reach up to negative 1080 degree. Now this is negative 1090. So after that we are rotating through 10 degrees. So this will be minus 1090 degree. After completing 3 complete rotations and with 10 degree, we will reach up to minus 1090 degree. So this angle minus 1090 lies in fourth quadrant once again. and in fourth quadrant, cot is, here cos is positive and sec is positive, but cot is negative. Therefore, and in fourth quadrant, cot theta is negative. Therefore, cot of minus 1090 degree is negative. Okay, this is the way to determine the sign of trigonometric ratios in different, whenever angle is given in different quadrants. Okay. Now let us see the trigonometric ratios of quadrantal angles. Quadrantal angles are nothing but the angles having measure 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree, and suppose up to 360 degree. They may be positive or negative, plus minus. Positive 90 is different and negative 90 is different. This positive 90 plus 90 is equal to this 270 degree, that is minus 90 degree. Okay. But for that, for plus 90, we can see it as negative 270. For simplicity, I am writing these numbers also. Then 180, this positive 180 is nothing but negative 180 also. Same angle. Positive 270 degree. Here, this is angle of measure 0 degree. This is angle of measure 90 degree. This is angle of measure 180. This is 270, and this one is 360. So whenever we are taking plus 90, this 90 is nothing but in this direction it will be minus 270. Positive 180, negative 180 both are same. Plus 270, it is nothing but the minus 90. So plus 270 is nothing but negative 92. And 360, positive 360 is nothing but the negative 0 also. Or this 0 and 360. Or 360 degree is nothing but the negative 360 also. So plus 360 is same as minus 360, and 0 can be considered as also 360 degree. So these are some particular or quadrantal angles. Again, we can add this plus 90 instead of plus 90. We can take 360 plus 90. That will be 450. So this 450 will be the same. Okay. So these are some particular quadrantal angles. Let us find the trigonometric ratios of these quadrantal angles. The first trigonometric ratio is sine theta, and these are the values of theta. Sin theta, then cos theta, tan theta, cot theta, sec theta, and cosec theta. Now sin 0. Again, we know that here, if you consider the radius of circle equal to 1, then the coordinates of this point A will be 1, 0. Coordinates of this point B will be 0, 1. Coordinates of point this A dash will be minus 1, 0, and the coordinates of this point B dash will be 0, minus 1. Is it correct? If the radius of circle will be 1, then the coordinates of this point A, which lies on x-axis, are 1, 0, and the point lying on y-axis and at a distance of 1 from the origin it will be 0, 1. Similarly, minus 1, 0, and 0, minus 1. We know that the coordinates of any point on the circle are x, y, and those x and y are nothing but r cos theta, r sin theta. But in this figure, we have considered r equal to 1, so these coordinates are nothing but cos theta and sin theta. So we will remember that first coordinate is related to cos theta and y, second coordinate y is related to sin theta. In other words, cos theta is related to x and sin theta is related to. So whenever we will think about cos, we will see x coordinate. If we think about sin, then we will say it is related to y. So this cos theta for angle 0 degree, obviously cos theta is 1 and sin theta is equal to 0. So from that we can write sin theta equal to 0 and cos theta will be 1. Now if we get these two values, we can find the remaining also, because tan is nothing but sin upon cos, so 0 upon 1 it will be 0. Cot theta is cos upon sin, so 1 upon 0 it will be not defined. We can't define that for 0 degree. Sec theta is 1 upon cos, so 1 upon 1 is 1, and cosec is 1 upon sin, so 1 upon 0 is again not defined. So these are the values of all trigonometric ratios related to angle 0. Obviously the same are for 360 degree. Let us see about 90 degree. Now at angle 90 degree, x coordinate is 0, so cos theta will be 0 and sin theta will be 1. So cos theta will be 0 and sin theta will be 1 at this stage. So tan will be sin upon cos, means 1 upon 0, not defined. Cot is 0 upon 1, that will be 0. Sec will be 1 upon cos, that is 1 upon 0, is not defined. And cosec means 1 upon sin, that is 1 upon 1, so on. Okay, it's very simple to write all these values. For 180 angle, we will reach up to point A dash. At this point, the coordinates of A dash will be minus 1, 0. This minus 1 is nothing but the cos theta, and 0 is related to sin theta. So for 180 degree, cos 180 will be minus 1 and sin 180 will be 0. So sin 180 will be 0. Sin 180 will be 0 and cos 180 will be minus 1. So from these two values, now we can find the remaining. Tan means sin upon cos, 0 upon minus 1 is 0. Cot means cos upon sin, it is not defined. Minus 1 upon 0, so not defined. Sec theta is 1 upon cos, that is once again minus 1. And cosec theta is 1 upon sin, so 1 upon 0, it is not defined. You can't divide any number by 0. So this will be the values of trigonometric distance for angle 180 degree. Then let us see the next one, that is 270. 270 means we are on negative y-axis. Okay, this is negative axis. So for negative y-axis, the coordinates on point will be point B, which is at the distance y from the origin, will be 0, minus 1. So this 0 is nothing but the cos theta. So cos 270 is 0 and sin 270 is minus 1. So sin 270 is minus 1 and cos 270 is 0. From this find tan means sin upon cos, so minus 1 upon 0 is not defined. Cot means cos upon sin, 0 upon minus 1 is 0. Sec theta is 1 upon cos, so 1 upon 0 is again not defined. And cosec is 1 upon sin, it is 1 upon minus 1 is minus 1. So these are the values of trigonometric distance for angle 270 or minus 90. Now the last one, that is 360. For this 360 degree angle, we are again at 0. So at this 360, we get the same values for plus 360 or minus 360. So I think no need to write that column. The values will be once again 0, 1, 0, infinity, 1, infinity. Okay. So these are some particular angles here, and we have prepared the table for those. So you also first prepare this table and remember these values. The one important point that we have to make habit of angles measured in radian measure also, because here angle 90 degree is nothing but pi by 2 radian, angle 180 is nothing but pi radian, angle 270 degree is nothing but the 3 pi by 2 radian, and angle 360 degree is nothing but 2 pi radian. So this 0 or 360, it is 0 radian or 2 pi radian. 90 is nothing but the pi by 2 radian, and minus 270 is nothing but the minus 3 pi by 2 radian. 180 is nothing but the pi radian, minus 180 is nothing but the minus pi radian. 270 degree is nothing but the 3 pi by 2 radian, and minus 90 is nothing but the minus pi by 2 radian. So you have to remember the trigonometric ratios in this way also, that cos of 2 pi is 0, cos minus 3 pi by 2 is 0, cos pi is minus 1, cos 3 pi by 2 is 0, or cot 2 pi is 0, cot pi by 2 is 0, cot minus pi is infinity, cot 3 pi by 2 is 0. Similarly, cosec minus 3 by 2 will be 1, cosec minus pi is infinity, and cosec 3 pi by 2 is equal to minus. So try to read these angles, trigonometric ratios in this way also. Okay. This is very important, because if you are able to remember all these values in this way, then you can remember the remaining trigonometric ratios of particular angles. Now in next part, the next concept, we will take here particular angles. Those are nothing but the 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, or more than that, that is 120 degree, 225 degree, etc., or 150 degree, etc. Means angles in quadrants, some particular angles in quadrants. Okay.